Hello, my name is Tom Deau. The title of this lesson is Learning Theories. The goal is for you to learn more about 3 learning theories, while the objective is for you to be able to apply each theory while teaching in the classroom. The theories are behaviorism, cognitivism, and constructivism. We will start things out with behaviorism. New behaviors or changes in behaviors are acquired through associations between stimuli and response. Basically, behaviorism is using positive and negative reinforcement to achieve a desired response or behavior in the classroom. Students will learn how to achieve different outcomes by applying different responses to varying questions and/or stimuli. For instance, what a teacher needs to do is have a established set of rules for the students to follow. In this case, in this example, I use the picture on the bottom right-hand side would be raising your hand when you want to answer a question. Okay, if you raise your hand, the teacher will call on you, you answer the question, it's a positive learning experience. If by chance you raise your hand and blurt out the answer before the teacher calls on you, or you just blurt out the answer without even being called on, that could have a negative response, and the teacher may say, if you do that again, you're going to have some disciplinary action taken against you for not following the rules. Another thing, as far as positive and negative reinforcement, could be getting grades. If a student hands back a paper to a student who got an A, the teacher may say, you did a great job on that, Johnny. Or if the teacher hands the paper back to someone who didn't do as well, the teacher may say, maybe next time you can study a bit more and do a little bit better. It has a little bit of a negative connotation to her response or his response as far as the teacher goes. Okay, we'll move on next to cognitivism. Learning occurs through internal processing of information. Basically what this is learning through the use of memorization. Students are presented with the information, they memorize it, they memorize what they're taught, and then they recall this information and use it to build on further information that they learn that might be new. Okay, this can be done in a couple of different ways. It can be done pneumatically or using visual aids. In the class that I teach, as far as one of my photo classes, I use a pneumatical example when I teach the 7 concepts of good picture taking. As you can see over there on the left-hand side, the 7 concepts of good picture taking are, and you need to memorize these, are framing, rule of thirds, balance, cropping, angle of view, perspective, and lines. What I tell the students to remember is, remember the sentence, frame rats by cropping all pictured lines. Basically, the F in the frame stands for framing, the R in the rat stands for rule of third, the B, balance, so forth and so on. That's one way of learning. Another way is using visual aids. What I will do is I will take pictures, I will use pictures of the different concepts, and then at the bottom put down what they're called so the student could hopefully learn these different concepts by looking at a picture. So in addition to the words, pneumatically using the framed rats by cropping off pictured lines, they also learn by using a visual aid. But now there is a down or a shortcoming for this, and that is the lack of prior knowledge. If a student doesn't know anything about photography in the first place, they may not know all these different concepts and may not know how to do all the different things I'm teaching them. What happens here is if they don't know something, I have to go back and reteach them and or teach them in the first place so that the learning process can continue. If they don't know this stuff, it'll be a bad learning experience. So that's one of the shortcomings of that. Next up, we have constructivism. We construct our own knowledge of the world based on individual experiences. Basically, according to Teachology, it's an online teaching resource. The underlying concept within the constructivism learning theory is the role which experiences or connections with the adjoining atmosphere play in a student's education. In other words, students learn from their past experiences and the past experiences of others. As a teacher, what I do as far as using this particular learning theory is I'll put people in groups to do their video projects. What they do then is they take all the knowledge that they've learned, they come together in a group, and they use some critical thinking to find out the best way to achieve the desired outcome to record and edit and produce a video project. They bring all their different knowledge from the different groups together, and they use that to come up with one finished product. Okay, the shortcoming of this is that everybody's experiences they have differ, and you can't really measure if they're learning as well as they should be. If someone had a bad experience in a past group, maybe they didn't learn as much, and they're not really bringing too much to this group, so you're not too sure what they're learning. So that's one of the shortcomings. But with each of these theories, they could all be used throughout the semester when teaching a course. They could all build upon each other to reach students all at different stages of learning. You can start by establishing a certain behavioral pattern that your students need to follow. Then you can teach using various educational facts and materials for the students with the hope that they'll understand, they'll memorize what you're telling them, and then they'll build upon it. And then finally, you can put them all in groups and let them learn from each other, but make sure you as a teacher are standing by to act as a mentor for them or someone who could direct them with their learning. After watching this presentation, I hope that you can apply these different learning theories to your teaching endeavors. Thank you very much and have a great day.